Everyone negotiates for something every day. People negotiate for items from the simplest to the most important things in their lives. The purchase of a home or any other type of property, for example, is a major event in a person's life. For many people, this purchase is one of the most important negotiations they'll ever have. You'll find that the better you negotiate, the better your life will be. I've observed that those who are adept at negotiating live more confidently and with less stress than novice negotiators. Because of that skill, they usually gain an advantage in all the opportunities that they pursue. To improve your negotiating skills, this book provides training, guidelines, tips, and tactics on how to become a better negotiator. Remember, the trained negotiator who has a well-thought-out plan will always do better against someone who has not prepared and is a novice at negotiating. Why people fear negotiation. Commonly, people don't feel good about negotiating because they're filled with fear. In my seminars, people share what their biggest negotiating fears are. See if any of these sound familiar. Being taken advantage of, being unprepared, not having the skills, losing money on a bad deal, being too rigid or too aggressive, paying too much, not getting enough money, not having enough confidence to negotiate, and so on. People often fear negotiation because they simply don't have enough experience. This book can't give you first-hand experience, but it will help you understand the nuances of negotiation and build understanding through examples, exercises, and role plays. Negotiation, a win-win for all. Some people want to learn about negotiation to find out how to get an advantage over another at the negotiation table. From their point of view, it's all about getting the most. That's considered to be a win-lose scenario. I've got news for you. Negotiation is not about maximizing you. That's the first thing you need to realize. Professional negotiators understand and live and breathe this truth. Rather, negotiation revolves around satisfying the majority of needs for all parties. Some people define negotiation as a compromise or a give and take. I define it as an exchange of information and ideas for the purpose of reaching a mutually accepted decision. Consider the other person's motivations, goals, and needs. The negotiation process takes them into account to produce a meeting of the minds. In fact, meeting of the minds is a legal term used by real estate brokers because it means they get paid when two parties have a meeting of the minds. That is, when they've negotiated an agreement that successfully meets the majority of their needs. Simply stated, in real estate negotiations, meeting of the minds constitutes a commissionable event. To set up a win-win situation, all parties communicate their respective goal or goals. Keep in mind the 3 C's: conviction, clarity, and confidence. In this context, conviction means having strong persuasion or a strong belief. This requires negotiating with conviction to lead your opponent into a state of being convinced. Clarity means negotiating with clear, precise, accurate communication. It is imperative that your negotiations are carried out with clarity, so everyone understands the agreements all parties have reached. Confidence means to have a feeling of one's power over one's circumstance. Through proper planning, you will be able to successfully negotiate each step of the way with confidence. Specific tools and tactics. In this book, you'll move from a general definition of negotiation to specific tools and tactics. This structure will give you the basic foundation of the purpose of negotiating and a general outline of good negotiating strategies. The chapters are arranged according to the order in which people meet and deal with each other through a typical real estate negotiation process. This book also includes many tables and charts to help you before and during your negotiation. In addition to using these, take the time to create your own tables and keep them in your computer or in some other handy reference place. You never know when you will need to negotiate, so have your tools nearby. An important chapter on role-playing, Chapter 15, supplemented by Appendix G, is designed to get you to practice your newly acquired negotiation skills. Before becoming familiar with the process of using role-playing to practice negotiating, most people think that it will be an awkward experience. However, I urge you to try all of the role-playing scenarios I've included in this book and more. Once you begin to carry out the role-playing with your friends and colleagues, you'll get the hang of it and enjoy the interaction, while gaining valuable experience for your real estate transactions.